Happy birthday if today is your birthday. I hope you had a good one or have a good one today. Well, today we're going to read another story about Mrs. Spider. Remember I told you a couple of few videos back that we're going to be reading another Mrs. Spider's story by Daid Kirk. He has also illustrated this as well. This is a continuation of Miss Spider's, remember this Miss Spider's Tea Party? This book is Miss Spider's Wedding, and this is written and the pictures are illustrated by Daid Kirk. So Miss Spider is going to get married. Let's find out. Now, in these books, this particular book, and it's a rhyming book just like the last one of his, we're going to be reading this way and this way. Okay, so once we read this paragraph, we're going to go down this way and down this way instead of going straight across. So let's read about Miss Spider getting married. But let's find out things that are going to happen. Good morning, Miss. A lovely day. Miss Spider spun around to see Ike hanging from his knee, 3 inches from the ground. My good friend Holly, Ike went on, is someone you should know, but he's too timid to come down or even say hello. They heard a snap and then a crash, and gasped as Holly tumbled. He flopped down at Miss Spider's feet, embarrassed, stunned, and rumbled. Miss Spider knelt to help him up. He blushed, too shy to speak. She bid demurely, wouldn't you come to tea one day this week? Remember before, Mrs. T's party, she loves tea. She loves to have people come over and have tea with him. The color drained from Holly's face. He looked as though he'd swoon. His acorn hat slipped from his head. He gulped. This afternoon? And when she heard his little voice, it seemed to her somehow that she had known him always, though they'd never met till now. So now she is like, wow, who is this spider? I want to know more about him. And he's feeling a little embarrassed, a little blushed. Please pay attention when I speak. Stop daydreaming, barked May. Miss Spider's thoughts were still upon the man she'd met that day. May nagged. You should get on with your life. I thought by now you'd be a wife. But Miss Spider tried to say. You mustn't interrupt, sniffed May. May jabbered on and on and on. Miss Spider, with her patience gone, surveyed the clock and tapped the floor, and when a face peeked around the door, she whispered, I apologize. But May, I just now realized a gentleman who asked to call is waiting for me in the hall. A man? Squeaked May. Well, finally. She jazzed right out so she could see, then screamed, Get lost, you puny pest. She's waiting for her special guest. Miss Spider scurried toward the den. She took his hand, then let him in. May cried, How can I stop her folly? She desperately, if she's dating Holly. She's like, oh my gosh, why are you talking to this guy? They talked of all their dreams and hopes of art and nature, love and fate. They peered through toy kaleidoscopes and murmured thoughts I shan't relate. Then Holly held Miss Spider's hand. I'll say no more, you understand, for private moments between spiders shouldn't be witnessed by outsiders. I mean, they're not going to talk about what the 2 spiders talked about. Back home, Back home, May snipped at Ike, her mate. Miss Spider's come undone. That milksop Holly is her date. Go fetch a better one. Be certain he's intelligent, strong, handsome, brave, and elegant. Just find an 8-legged Mr. Right and bring him back here by tonight. Ike said, but I think Holly is particularly nice. It's not just me who thinks so. You can go and ask the mice. They say he's helpful, wise, and kind, and always so polite. Perhaps he's just the one to be Miss Spider's Mr. Right. May gasped. You've lost your senses, too. That panting waste will never do. What difference if he's kind and wise? He isn't half Miss Spider's size. I'll say I'll have to go with you, for very clearly, Ike, you simply do not have a clue to what we women like. I don't know if they're going to pick the right spider. What do you think? This fellow here, for instance, is no proper type at all. He drinks so much petunia wine, he's hardly fit to crawl. His web is coarse and slovenly, with clothes strewn all about. I could not see Miss Spider's wed to that disgraceful lout. I'm certain even you can see these spiders will not suit. The green one is a crybaby, the white one is a brute. Our gentle friend could not endure the likeness of either one, I'm sure. How could she hope to overcome their temperaments so quarrelsome? Now there's a really handsome hunk of spider-specimen. A bevy of admirers waiting to fawn all over him. His web is tidy and well made, his shoes all in a row. The length of his nose to eyebrow is perfect ratio. So now Miss May is looking at this spider. First, this spider. He's drinking too much petunia juice, or petunia wine they call it. These two, one cries, one's mean, he's a bully. Then she takes a look at this one. She's like, "Oh, he looks really handsome, and look at all the other spiders around him. They all want to be around him. All the other female spiders, they're all going, ooh, he's so handsome." So Miss May the bug is saying, "Ooh, let's try him out. He looks good. Yeah, everything looks right on him. But is he going to be right? Let's find out." May called, "Oh, Spider, sir, yoo-hoo! I've got a perfect girl for you." She whispered, "Now I'll put things just right. I hope," squealed Ike, "he doesn't bite." "Please tell me of this lovely miss," the spider strongman cooed. "Is she beauty? Is she rich? And is she in the mood to be adroitly charmed and wooed by dashing, handsome me? But how could it be otherwise?" He laughed triumphantly, saying, "She has to like me, just on how well I just look so handsome. Everybody's like me. She's got to like me." "Why don't you beetles, darling, wait right here till I come back? I'll make for you a tasty little snack. You'll find it cozy on my web. The view is fine from here. So rest your tired abdomens until I reappear." Miss Spider later welcomed in this strange arachnid gentleman. An arachnid is a creature that has 8 legs. So a spider or spiders, their main name are arachnids.
I've journeyed here, dear lady, from the land of falling leaves. Please let me introduce myself. I'm called Spiderous Eves. Fair princess, to that distant place flowed stories of your charm and your grace, but none of them, I must confess, prepared me for your loveliness.
So he's trying to sweet talk her, right? He's trying to say, "Oh, you look so beautiful. I've heard all stories about you and how lovely you are, but I wasn't so. I didn't realize how beautiful you are, right?" So he's talking all that nonsense. He peered around the drawing room at all the finery. He coveted the furnishings, the carpets, and the settee.
All this, he thought, will soon be mine if she and I were wed, he mused. Her house will be mine. Her house will suit me well, but here is what he said. My darling, I can plainly see that you are everything to me. I long to know the soul within your lovely exoskeleton. It is mere chance, no, it is mere fate, that soon we shall cohabitate. 'Twas set down by a will divine that I am yours and you are mine. My angel, let us not delay, the sly spider has pled. Tomorrow is the perfect day for you and I to wed.
She does not look very happy, does she? She looks sad. Like she's like, this guy is not for me. I don't care what he looks like. He just seems like a sham to me. He seems like he's not for real. Kind sir, you move too fast for me, Miss Spider cried protestingly. My love already has been spun and promised to another one.
You cannot mean, Spiders howled, that you're rejecting me? Tell me this lonesome rival name. I'll squash him like a flea.
His hot breath sprayed Miss Spider's face with all the force he had. He screamed.
You will reveal his name, she said.
I won't, you cad. Cad means like a person who is like, think he's all that and he's not, and thinks he's better than other people, and nobody can be better than him. That's what cad means. He turned his back and brayed,
I must go find and grind him to dust. So foolish woman be forewarned, Spiderous Reeves shall not be scorned.
At the same moment in the hall, poor Holly, staring at the wall, could dwell on one, and just one, he thought. Does she love me, or does she not? He could not sleep, although he tried. His weary brain was occupied, envisioning her fine assets, her gentle curves, her spinnerets, those emerald eyes so deep, so green, like nothing he had ever seen, her sweet round face, that pointed nose, and lips to shame the red, red rose. He tossed and stumbled in his web, recalling every word she said, then paced the garden in the gloom as shadow swept across the moon. Meaning he's daydreaming about her, just laying there thinking about, oh, Miss Spider, she's so nice. She's such a nice girl. I really like her. Just then there was a little sound that didn't seem quite right. He cocked his head. He heard two voices whimpering in fright. He rushed to find poor Ike and May and ripped their sticky bonds away. He's trying to peel off the spider's web that's wrapped around them. He rushed to find poor Ike and May and ripped their sticky bonds away, but turned when someone in midair roared, "Speck, what are you doing down there?" "I'm merely snipping a few strands, kind sir, because, you see, you've caught this little beetle couple in your web mistakenly. It's only luck that brings me here down from my web above. I'd been asleep but for the thought of dear Miss Spider's love."
"Ah, it's easy, you," Spider snarled. "Who dares to interfere? There's been just one mistake, my friend, but I shall fix it here. You freed those tasty beetles I was going to eat in bed. And that's just too bad now, for now I'm forced to eat you up instead."
He's not a very good spider, is he? Holly's life flashed before his eyes, peering up that toothy jaw as everything was growing dim. Fading out, he thought he saw an angel swoop down in a gown of a yellow flecked with black, who shrieked, "Let him go, you brute!" and smacked the scoundrel's back. Like how the author has Miss Spider. She's got her ladle, she's got her teacup, she has her I can't even think of it right now, but this you use for when you want to, when you're making dough and bread and pies and cookies and stuff like that. You want to knead it and make it all flat, and you keep doing that with the bread. I like how they got all those, and most of the time it's made out of wood, so you get hit with that, that's not gonna feel very good. So I like how Miss Spider is there to rescue the day. Drifting back into consciousness, Holly sensed someone he knew. Yes, Miss Spider's lovely face came swimming into view. "Darling, are you back with me?" His spider nurse begged hopefully. "I've tried 100 different ways to wake you up for 3 whole days." He gazed upon her reverently, then wobbled to her side, looked up into her eyes and whispered, "Will you be my bride?" A blush of scarlet tingled her cheeks. Her lips a-quivered, could not speak. He stroked her gently with his feet. She murmured softly, "Yes, my sweet." They sat together in the sun, and when the day was through, they made a list of all the most important things to do. The crickets would be asked to play the music on their wedding day. The field mice, woolly bears, and bees would cater an affair to please. "I'll bake the cake," Miss Spider said, "and weave my silken veils." Then Holly peeped, "I'll spin a suit with silk top hat and tails. We'll send an invitation out to every bug alive, with notices in every bush and treetop, hill and hive." "Can any have a slightest doubt?" chirps Holly with a smile. "The fairest creature in the world is walking down the aisle." So this is what he's thinking to himself. He's like, "Oh, look at this brave woman walking down the aisle. To be my own beloved bride, my joy and comfort, hope and pride. I feel my life has just begun. Now she and I will be as one. Now the spider saying, "Oh, see how handsome Holly looks." Miss Spider sings with glee. Of all the spiders in the world, he chose to be with me. We've found the place where where love abides and shares the warmth that it provides. For all those who have found the way to savor life's most sweet bouquet. The butterflies swirled high above to view the scene of spider love. As Holly and Miss Spider kiss, the banquet tables loaded high with treats like crispy aphid pie, grilled dandelions and bug-eyed peas, sweet pickled grapes and mouse milk cheese. With crickets fiddling in full swing, the cicadas begin to sing. June beetles spin in pirouettes as click bugs clack like castanets. The drinks are served by honey bee. Petunia wine is flowing free. The guests are eager to give kisses to dear Miss Spider, now a Mrs. So now her name is not Miss Spider, now it's Mrs. Spider because she got married. The bride and groom at last withdrawn from all the chaos on the lawn, poise low upon a willow tree and hold each other tenderly. We see their forms in silhouette, their shapes are clear to us, and yet how can we fully recognize the beauty seen through true love's eyes? The end. This, by the way, is an AR book. It is a 4.3 and a 0.5 worth of points. So if that is your reading range of a 4th grade, 3rd level book, and in your school you're able to take the accelerated reader test with the Renaissance program, make sure you read this book at least 3 times. Have somebody ask you questions about this book before taking the test. So, in this book, Miss Spider saves the day. She's the one that saved the little spider. I don't think he's up here. Yeah, he is. He's way up here. The little spider that she likes, she ends up saving him from a big bully spider, right? And then they get married and are meant for each other. So again, you're judging people by their looks, and you should not be. You should be judging people and your friends and kids at school on how they act and behave in school, because you want those kids who are nice to you and nice to others to be with and be friends. Okay, so that was teaching you about, again, judging a book by its cover. All right. So if you have not done so, please click on the YouTube channel that you're going to follow it. And please, I would love for you to share this YouTube channel with other people who do have children. If you would like for me to read a book, please check that link below to the Facebook page for this YouTube channel. And there you can ask or request for me to read a book. If I haven't done the video yet, I will do so. And if you like, I will also do a shout out in that video as well on the book that you want being read. So, hope you enjoyed this book. See you in the next video. Bye.